It's a lot.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
I want to hire an investigative team, 100,000 cash, to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill name to the Diddy case. I also want them to look at who is powering the media involving Meek. Anything to do with Buddy. Something is not right.
We planned and controlled performances, which he called freak-offs.
Y'all, the streets are talking, and they're saying Meek Mill just dropped a bomb on Diddy's parties. This tea is so hot it's about to burn the whole internet down. So for those who've been living under a rock, Meek Mill is that Philly rapper who's always keeping it real and Diddy girl that's the music mogul who's been throwing the wildest parties in Hollywood since forever. But what Meek just leaked, it's about to change everything we thought we knew about Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. We're talking jaw-dropping, a-popping, can't believe it's real kind of stuff, the kind of tea that's going to have everyone from your grandma. Hear Lil Cousin talking. This ain't just some regular celebrity gossip. Nah, this is the type of scandal that could shake up Hollywood for real. You think you've seen it all. Trust me, you ain't seen nothing yet. The streets are saying this footage is so wild, it might just end careers. So grab your popcorn, cause this drama is about to unfold like nothing you've ever seen before.
I want to hire an investigative team, 100,000 cash, to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill name to the Diddy case. I also want them to look at who is powering the media involving Meek. Anything to do with Buddy. Something is not right. Somebody said, bro, it's your antics. It's you. You're the one powering that narrative. Now cash at me my 100K. Then he said, the streets know what's up with me. That's not the case. We talking about business side. Somebody powering these bad campaigns with Meek Mill again. I got 100K for a thorough investigation of who's powering and how exactly my name is connected to this. How your name is connected to this? Bro, there's so many videos of you and Diddy. There's videos of Diddy calling you daddy, bro. What do you mean how your name is connected to this? You know, I don't want to sit here and say Meek Mill did this or Meek Mill did that. I mean, who knows what was even happening at these alleged freak-off Diddy parties or whatever. But he's asking, how is my name connected to Diddy? Have you not seen the footage? What are you talking about? That's all I'm saying, bro. How you're connected to Diddy? Like, I don't know, bro. He called you daddy. You guys were seen partying a lot together.
Now, before we dive into this explosive footage, let's talk about why Diddy parties have everyone's tongues wagging. What's really happening behind those velvet ropes that's got celebrities risking it all just to get an invite. These freak-off parties ain't your average Hollywood honey. We're talking about events so exclusive, so wild, that even the biggest A-listers are dying to get on that guest list. For years, the streets have been buzzing about what goes down at Diddy's infamous gatherings. Some say it's just harmless fun, a place where the rich and famous can let loose without worrying about prying eyes. Others whisper about darker things, the kind of stuff that would make even the most seasoned party animals blush. But here's the thing, nobody really knew for sure if it was all rumors and speculation. Until now, these parties have been a staple of Diddy's lifestyle for as long as we can remember. The man knows how to throw a bosh. That's for sure. From his white parties in the Hamptons to his New Year's Eve blowouts, Diddy's always been the king of the social scene. But these freak-off parties, they're on a whole different level. Word on the street is that these events are where the real action happens. We're talking about the kind of parties where phones are banned, NDAs are signed, and what happens there stays there. Or at least that's how it was supposed to be. Celebrities, musicians, models, they all flock to these gatherings ready to let their hair down and their inhibition go. But girl, let me tell you, it ain't all glitz and glamour. There have been whispers about some seriously sketchy stuff going down at these parties. We're talking about things that would make your grandma clutch her pearls and your little cousin asked way too many questions, the kind of behavior that could end careers if it ever came to light.
Meek Mills. Well, he said a Philly rapper. You understand? And it was redacted in the paperwork to that because first of all, it had Meek Mills, it had Stevie J, they had redacted their names, and they had Usher, and they redacted their names and just said a performer of the Super Bowl and a Philly rapper. Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that shit. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood whereas that he's dressing like, he dressing the same he dressing like Diddy? Hugged up with Diddy? I think that Lil Rod know a lot of but I know this. Two men dress alike, it's just like two men laying down. When they both get up, they both homos. And that's real talk, bruh. My man, you go to a party, dog, and the nigga got the same shirt you got on, I'm taking my shirt off. I'm walking around in a t-shirt. And then, not to blow Meek Mills up out the water or anything like that, it was said that they checked his Google search and all the other shit, and he was searching for some online gay porn and all the other shit like that.
Oh, wow.
That shit is crazy, bro. But listen, those are what, you know, it's crazy that money, that lifestyle, and you trying to fit into something get you. These guys never set out to do all this shit. Meek Mills, when he got into the game, he didn't set out to be questioning about his manhood with Diddy. But he put himself in that position.
Now I know what you're thinking. How bad could it really be? Well, honey, let me break it down for you. We've heard tales of drug use that would make Keith Richards look like a choir boy, stories about sexual encounters that would make even the most open-minded folks raise an eyebrow. And don't even get me started on the power plays and shady deals that supposedly go down when all these big names are in one room. But here's the kicker: up until now, it was all just talk. Sure, we'd hear the occasional tidbit from someone who claimed to be there, or see a blurry photo that might have been taken at one of these legendary bashes, but hard evidence that was harder to come by than a genuine smile in a reality TV show. That's why this leak from Meek Mill is such a big deal. For the first time, we might actually get to see what really happens when Diddy decides to freak off. And let me tell you, if even half of what we've heard is true, this footage is going to shake Hollywood to its core. Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself here. We all know how these things can go sometimes. What looks like a major scandal turns out to be nothing but smoke and mirrors. But the way people are talking about this leak, it's got me thinking we might be in for something real juicy.
Feds, they also revealed that they got photos and videos of Diddy freakos.
When they did that raid, you understand, what they did was, prior to the raid, they reviewed that civil lawsuit. And that civil lawsuit told, Cassie's civil lawsuit was Lil Rod had already did it. Lil Rod hadn't did his yet, did he? Did Lil Rod do his lawsuit before the raid or after the raid?
Oh, before.
Yeah, so what they did was they reviewed both of those civil lawsuits and found that there was some criminal activity in those lawsuits. We spoke that on Art of Dialogue. We spoke about that on your show. I said if they really wanted him, all they had to do was review those civil lawsuits. And once they find the criminal activity in those, they could bring them in. Now, did the Federal Bureau of Investigation in Miami do it? No, they didn't. Did California do it? No, they did not. The Southern District of New York, they took it upon themselves and put on that raid and everything based on the information they found in Cassie lawsuit and the information they found in Lil Rod lawsuit. But all this is bigger than Diddy. It's bigger than Diddy, bro. Cause you know who else they was doing investigation on during that whole time period? It was the mayor and the politicians in New York City. They turn around and give him the key to the city. All the mayor people that he brought on here in New York City are all resigning. They all resigning. People ain't gonna tie this together, but if you look at it, you have to say, because of Mayor Adams and his relationship with Diddy, it brought on the Southern District of New York to start investigating Diddy on civil lawsuits that was put against him. Because the feds is going after all these politicians in New York City.
Yeah, the feds revealed that, anybody that, participated in any, criminal behavior at his freak-offs, they're gonna pursue.
Listen here. The mayor here take like 15 spoons of sugar in his coffee. So it's all a possibility.
Do you think there's any celebrities on them tapes?
Bro, he gave celebrity parties. So what you think? I think they're not telling the whole truth, is that because of the situation in Miami and the situation in California, and they closed the clubs like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. or something like that, that Justin and Christian was bringing big vans of girls and people back to the mansion and giving parties and stuff like that. And a lot of those stuff were their parties. A lot of that shit was their parties. They wasn't always Puff parties. It was his son's parties.
Good point. They said some of these freak-offs will last for days.
That's where they're gonna get him on the sex trafficking thing. Especially like if he was traveling and doing it. That's where the sex trafficking come at. That you hiring sex workers to come and have sex with your girl? That's crazy. That's some Hollywood shit that I don't even know, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But they also claiming that, Diddy, he'll give ecstasy to his victims to keep them obedient.
Then they have to bring those witnesses in there. That's gonna be something hard to prove. Unless Lil Rob or or Cassie state that was something that happened. That's how the prosecutor's gonna prove that. They got a ton of evidence that they gotta try to prove, bro. A lot of that that if you read it, it could be circumstantial, you know what I'm saying? But they gotta have witness to back it up. You just can't say that happened based on somebody's lawsuit and what the words that they're saying. They have to have witnesses in there. And I think Puff lawyers is gonna be smart enough to attack that.
Right. And they claiming that Diddy, he was blackmailing his victims because he had videos from old freak-offs and he was using those videos to get his victims to do another freak-off. So,
if he was blackmailing people, especially people that work for him, see, this is what it's gonna get him at. See, people think that, those people work for him, or those people, if they was artists and they worked for him, or they were engineers, or anybody that worked for them and stuff like that, your boss cannot blackmail you to do nothing. If you do a sexual act or you doing anything, your boss, if he have you doing those things like that, then he could be liable for suit. Because you're not doing it willingly. Because that individual is your boss. So psychologically, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody say, that when somebody has something over you, could determine your job, your career, your livelihood. That's somewhat of a blackmail if they holding stuff that they've done that you've done in the past over your head to make you continually doing that stuff. Now, that's where he loses at. Because some of those people worked for him, or he was a part of doing something. They was part of doing something for their career with him. That's why he loses that case.
You think you've seen celebs willing out before chow? This footage might just redefine what it means to party in Hollywood. Meek Mill didn't just open Pandora's box. He blew the whole thing wide open, and let me tell you, what's inside is more shocking than finding out your best friend's been dating your ex. The video Meek leaked, it's like nothing we've ever seen before. We're talking about scenes that'll make your jaw hit the floor faster than a BF drop at a club. The footage shows some of the biggest names in the industry doing things that would make even the most seasoned party animals blush. You won't believe your eyes when you see who's there and what they up to now. I can't spill all the tea, but let's just say that some of these celebs might want to call their PR teams a sap. We're seeing A-listers letting loose in ways that could seriously damage their squeaky clean images, and Diddy, oh honey, he's right in the middle of it all, playing host to this wild circus. But here's the thing, this ain't just about some celebs having a good time. The streets are saying that some of what's going down in this footage might not be entirely legal. We're talking about activities that could have some serious consequences, both for the people involved and for Diddy himself. Think about it. If this footage is alleged, and girl, it sure looks like it is, we could be looking at a whole mess of legal troubles. We're talking potential lawsuits, criminal investigations, the works, and that's not even getting into what this could do to people's careers. Some of these celebs might find themselves persona non grata in Hollywood faster than you can say scandal.
Everybody knew that Puff took Tupac blueprint and changed Biggs and Bad Boy in image. I Get Around talked about how fly you was, how many girls you mess with, how many cars you drive, how much money you got, what you willing to do. He took his image. Pac was the first one on the scene wearing Versace shirts. He went and got the same Versace shirts Pac had. Which, all right, some dudes would do that. You would never catch me wearing something else, something that somebody else got. He was knocking down all the women that he thought Pac was knocking down. And what I mean is having sex with. Why would you want to have sex with women you know for sure a dude that was once cool with you was dealing with? That's that image. Because you got to realize, bruh, Puff and Pac was cool at one time. We know this. Mopreem said that they was going to sign the Bad Boy. So if he's going to sign to Bad Boy, it was because of Corey and them. I put that picture on the internet. I put the picture on my channel of Corey Jones. Is Corey Jones, Corey Jacobs? I think Corey Jacobs. And Pac right next to each other. Those was the real bad boys of Bad Boy. You understand? Those are the ones who got the 16 to life sentence. That Pac was gonna go and be with them first. But then Mopreem said when it became just Big and Puff, because Corey and them went to jail, he changed his direction. But nobody know why Pac and Puff fell out like they did. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody know why. But Puff had an obsession with him for whatever reason it was, because he started wanting to act. He started wanting to rap. He had an obsession so bad that at his Grammy Award winning speech, he used the same speech that Pac used. That shit is crazy. So when I say I'm obsessed with talking about Puff and telling y'all the truth, who's obsessed with who? Pac had Sarah before Puff. Allegedly he had Sally before Puff. And Kim had an obsession or liked Pac so much, she on the red carpet with Tupac shirt on. Who's obsessed with who?
So you believe Diddy, he only got with Sarah Chapman because Pac, he had her at one point.
And it was a bet in the office. Sarah was messing with an NBA basketball player. Puff bet all the niggas didn't believe that he could get it within 2 weeks. $100. So she actually was a $100 bet that he got.
And who was the NBA player?
I think it was Gary Payton, allegedly. That's what he said. Somebody said, she messed with Gary Payton? I bet you I get it. I bet you I have it within 2 weeks. Me and him and Sarah went to this party in Chicago that he was hosting with the Streets Entertainment. And we went to the store called Cranberry and it's one of those stores like you get fragrance and you get candles, colognes and stuff like that. It's called Cranberry and something. And from that point on, you got her. But you gotta realize, Misa and Kim was friends. Misa and Kim was friends. He started dealing with Kim over Misa. Kim and Sarah was friends. I mean, hand to hand, pots and pans. They was close. They all used to, Sarah, Kim, and this other girl, I think she was from Atlanta. What's her name? It missed me right now. But they all used to hang together. So then, he went from Kim to Sarah. He liked to do the friend thing. Looked like that.
Now I know y'all are dying to know exactly what's in this footage. While I can't spill all the tea, I can give you a little taste. One clip shows a major pop star known for her squeaky clean image engaging in some decidedly not so clean activities. Let's just say her next album might need a parental advisory sticker, if you know what I mean. And then there's this other scene with a well-known actor who's always talking about his clean living and yoga lifestyle. Well, honey, the only thing he's stretching in this video is the truth. The way he's partying would make Keith Richards look like a choir boy. But here's what's really got everyone talking. The power dynamics that play. The footage shows some up-and-coming artists in compromising positions with industry bigwigs. It's raising all kinds of questions about consent, coercion, and what it really takes to make it in this business. Now I know what you're thinking. How did Meek even get this footage? Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Some are saying he was there himself. Others think someone on the inside leaked it to him. Either way, Meek's put himself right in the middle of what might be the biggest scandal to hit Hollywood in years.
Gene, like 14 years older than me, 15 years older than me, you know what I'm saying? But you know, he was a probation officer, so he operated a little bit different. I was in the street full time, bro, you feel me? Like, I was outside in the field, so like, you know, you would hear Gene say when they got a threat on their life, Diddy told him, I'm not trying to hear that shit, Gene. Because it's your job to be gangster. It's your job to get wild with people. That's what you're getting paid for. So when you see people like that coming out, it's because they know for a fact like it's things that's going on they don't agree with, but they not man enough to say, you know what, I'm not standing for this. So a lot of love me because if I see some guys doing something crazy to a female, hold on, boy, not in front of me. So that'll lead me to get like, oh, we ain't gonna hire him no more because he's not gonna allow this. So that's how like I ended up, like whenever Imana called me, I'm immediately coming because like He not on this strange shit y'all on. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, if I don't want to say his name. I'm still on the contract with him. Let me be careful here. Let me be careful here, man. Let me be careful, cause that stuff about Diddy real, bro.
Well, what do you think about the Meek Mill accusations?
Okay. Now, you know, I used to bodyguard Rocky Fresh, who was signed to Rose.
Yep.
All right. Now, Meek said he wouldn't do a song with Rocky because Rocky wasn't street. Right. So, little things that take place, and people will expect certain things out of him. But now, with some of this stuff's coming out, if you look at his body of work, it's been strange things in his history. So then, you know, you go on his Twitter page, you click on his likes, bro. You see things that he's liking. That's questionable. Would you come up in here with a matching shirt with me?
Hell no.
Hell no. Ace, would you pop out with a matching shirt with me, bro? Styles, put that on something. You gonna pop out with? No, boy, it's not going like that, bro. Would you let me call you daddy?
Hell no.
No, bro. I've been saying this for years. I say, man, these boys strange, man. The things they into is strange. I've seen so much. I've seen a lot, bro. So like with him, look how he responded to the situation. Not one time did he come out and say these things are a lie. Did you see that?
Yep.
He didn't say that.
He didn't deny it.
No, he didn't deny nothing. Because if he deny it, what's finna come out? Footage.
So you think Diddy has footage on Meek?
For sure. He got cameras through his whole crib. Every millionaire, billionaire I've been around, bro, they got, so I know what's going on. So if I go into the bathroom, I'm gonna cut the lights off, cut the flash on my phone, and look at the mirrors. If it's got that little hollow circle at the bottom, there's cameras in there. It's all, they're gonna be all through the crib. That's why most times I'm gonna chill in the car. Call me, text me if it's getting dangerous, I'm coming in demonstrating, point blank period. This the facts, bro. I've been saying it for years, bro. For years. That's why I stopped just going by myself. Cause I be having my own money, you know what I'm saying? So like, you can't just tell me anything. So I'm like, okay, me and phone, I'm pulling up here. I'm not gonna pay for all your friends. The guys got cheese. We go to the club, we gonna buy our own bottles. We gonna stand right here and make sure don't nothing happen. But when it comes to that camera stuff, people not denying it because they know they was.
So Meek dropped this bombshell. But that's just the beginning, the aftermath. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion, except the car is Hollywood and everyone's rubbernecking, and trust, what's coming next might just change the game forever, girl. When this footage hit the internet, it was like someone threw a match into a pool of gasoline. The whole entertainment world went up in flames. Twitter, it's hotter than a summer sidewalk in Atlanta. Every celeb and their mama is weighing in. And let me tell you, the tea is scorching. You got some stars out here acting like they've never even heard of a party before. They're clutching their pearls and acting all shocked like they've been living in a convent or something, but chilly. We all know that's just for show. They're probably sweating bullets hoping their own party shenanigans don't come to light. Next, then you've got the ride or die crew. These are the ones standing by Diddy saying it's all just harmless fun. They're trying to spin it like it's no big deal, just a bunch of adults letting loose. But honey, if that's what they call letting loose, I'd hate to see what they consider wild. But here's where it gets real interesting. Some up-and-coming artists are using this as their moment to shine. They're spilling all kinds of tea about the industry, talking about them pressure to attend these parties. If you want to make it big, it's shedding light on some seriously shady practices, and people are starting to ask some hard questions about power dynamics in Hollywood.
Listen to me, bro. I was having a conversation with somebody, and they were saying the feds are so deep and involved in this that Diddy just might be called up on that Tupac shit. Once they go through the money trail. Once they go through the money trail and find out why certain people was given certain positions, that it may be a problem. Because they're gonna look at all that. Anything they can bring up, they're gonna bring it up.
Wow. So you think it's possible that they might pit Pac murder on Diddy?
Yeah. That's why that tape of Cassie was released. So anybody who was willing to try to help him, anybody was trying to say that he ain't capable of doing this and he ain't capable of doing that, they got it right there on videotape.
But you being around at that time, right? Because you was working at Bad Boy at that time when, you know, the whole Pac and Big thing was going on. You personally, do you think they can get Diddy on Pac murder?
Well, they always said something about $1 million check, and nobody knew where the $1 million came from. Puff may have said it in a couple of rap songs and things like that. But they would have to trace the check back to if that check Eric Von Zip had. And I'm not gonna say the person who they said they gave it to because I've said it before, and I told people who contacted me that I would bring old boy name up on that because of situations that he's having in the federal government right now. So if they trace it back to Eric Von Zip and say, why were you on, and he's dead now, but they have to explain why did he was able to get some publishing money or some kind of deal off the sale of Black Ground Records, and they put him as Tank manager or Tank something for Tank, this, that, and the third. Why did they do that?
Yeah, I got you. And when you say check, right, just to get some clarity for the people that don't know what you're talking about, you talking about the $1 million check, right, that they put on Tupac to get him killed, the hit?
Yeah. Yeah, what I'm talking about is that if Puff has said on a couple of records that he'll pay $1 million to, you know, but he was just talking to people randomly. So now everybody said that, and Keefy D said that Puff told them that he'll give them $1 million. Now, do we believe that? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't. Because it was situations whereas that it could have got done by certain people that was around them, but it didn't happen. So when Zip came up with the check for $1 million, he said it was from Black Ground Records. And he said that who he got that money from. So now, if that's true, then the feds would have to go in and do a money trace on where did that check come from. And then they're gonna say why. Why was that check given to Eric Von Zip or Eric Zip Martin or Eric Martin? Why did that check was given to him? And saying that he had something to do with Tank. And he sold the company, which wasn't all his company anyway, for $1 million.
Now let's talk about the man of the hour, Diddy. He's been quieter than a church mouse. Since this all went down, his PR team is probably working overtime trying to figure out how to spin this mess, but the streets are saying he's furious. Word is he's got his legal team on speed dial ready to rain fire on anyone who crosses him, and Meek Mill Boy, he's opened up a whole can of worms. Some people are calling him a hero, saying he's exposing the truth about the industry. Others are saying he's just bitter and trying to stir up drama. Either way, he's got everyone's attention now, but here's the real kicker, this isn't just celebrity gossip anymore. We're hearing whispers about potential investigations, the kind that could have some real consequences. We're talking career, ending reputation, ruining, maybe even jail time kind of consequences. It's got everyone in Hollywood on edge, wondering who might be next. And it's not just the celebs. We're freaking out the big wigs, the studio execs, the record label bosses. They're all scrambling because if this is what goes down at these parties, what else has been happening behind closed doors? It's like someone turned on the lights at a Roach motel, and now everyone's scurrying for cover. Social media is having a field day with all this. The memes are flying faster than gossip. ATA beauty salon. Every amateur detective out there is analyzing every frame of that footage, trying to identify who's who and what's what. It's like a twisted game of Where's Waldo, except instead of finding a guy in a striped shirt, they're looking for compromised celebrities. But here's what's really got people talking: the future of these Hollywood parties. Is this the end of the era of wild, no-holds-barred celebrity bashes, or is it just going to drive everything further underground? Some folks are saying this might actually clean up the industry, force people to behave better. Others think it's just going to make stars more paranoid, more secretive. One thing's for sure, though, this leak has changed the game. It's pulled back the curtain on what really goes down in Hollywood, and people are shook. It's got everyone questioning everything. Who can you trust? What's real? What's fake? It's like the whole foundation of celebrity culture just got hit by an earthquake, and we're all waiting to see what's left standing when the dust settles.
Yeah, that picture there, that they was at that party that day. Yeah, it's just like a bunch of weird shit. That whole fucking, yeah, that shit weird, dude. Yeah, bunch of, it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no gay basher or nothing. I mean, none of that shit, but that shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? That shit, that whole party was weird out. Yeah, and it was Jada Pinkett, but.
You saying that? You saying the whole party was weird? What did you see at the party that made it weird? I mean, I'm confused.
I guess it was the Illuminati. It's just weird. I know I wouldn't want to be part of no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm from the old school, dude, and that shit wasn't really tolerated with my generation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hate crime, yes, but it's more tolerated these days and nothing like that. It's more, you know what I'm saying, more open now, you know what I'm saying? But back then it was kind of fishy, you know what I'm saying? Still kind of fishy, you know, but it's more, you know, out there now.
The incident y'all had with Warren G and Kid Frost, tell me about that, my man.
Okay, Kid Frost had gave a party at the House of Blues. One of our big homeboys wanted to go with us, you know what I'm saying? So he went with us and he said, ooh, you young niggas have fun. So one of Kid Frost's homies still on my big homie. But he didn't know that he was around, there was maybe about 20 of us. So the dude that socked my big homie, we beat the dog shit out of him. So my big homie, he came to. He like, that's the motherfucker? We like, yeah. And there was 2 security guards had him. Had the dude that we beat up from Kid Frost entourage. So my big homie knocked that motherfucker out while the yellow jacket, you know, the yellow jackets with the event security, they had the dude. So my homie still knocked him out. Boom! So the dude with the yellow jacket was talking shit. Man, what the fuck is wrong with him? My homeboy knocked out him too. Bam! Like, woo! So the other one like, man, he got back. The little Jamaican dude come up talking shit. Man, you going crazy? My homeboy socked him too. So we went down to get our car for valet. And it was the dude, this LBC. And he like, what the fuck is that? And he's like, it's Long Beach City Crip. So my homeboy knew this dude was an imposter. If you from Long Beach, you gonna say Rolling 20s or Insane. You know what I'm saying? You gonna say, you know, real block boy. You know what I'm saying? 19th Street. You gonna say something. A real Crip. So this nigga say he from Long Beach City Crip. My homeboy like, wait a minute. Knocked him out too. So Warren G and them was down there, him and Cedric Wallace waiting on their cars. And they seen my homeboy get busy like that, so they had left before us, went up to Fat Burgers. So we came, got in our shit. They finally brought our cars to valet. We went up to Fat Burgers. And Warren G and Cedric Wallace was up there already, you know, eating their shit and shit. So we came in there, the big homie like, hey, motherfucker, He pointed at Cedric Wallace, like, man, you been dumping us for years, mother. I'm losing all my motherfucking money betting on your motherfucking ass. So Warren G was right there. He like, my homie like, man, that's a nice ass watch. So he like, man, let me try that on. You know what I'm saying? So by then, my homeboy, somebody got my homeboy attention, and he turned his head. Shit, Cedric Sabalas and what's his name was in the, he was in the Ragtop 500 Benz. This motherfucker like jumped off. I mean, he drove up off the motherfucker. He didn't even pay attention to the curve. He jumped off of the curve instead of using the, the driveway. That shit was funny as fuck. My homeboy like, damn, he almost bust this whole fucking engine block. Yeah, that shit was funny as a motherfucker. Like, damn. Yeah.
This Meek Mill leak has turned Hollywood upside down. It's like someone opened Pandora's box of celebrity secrets, and now everyone's scrambling to deal with the fallout. The streets are saying this change everything about how stars part and protect their privacy. Think about it. Will celebs ever feel safe letting loose again, or are we going to see a new era of underground parties and even tighter security? It's got everyone wondering who they can trust and what's really going on behind those VIP ropes. One thing's for sure, this tea is so hot it's going to leave some permanent burns. Hollywood might never be the same after this. The glitz and glamour are fading fast, and we're all getting a peek at what's really going on in Tinseltown. Buckle up, cause this ride ain't over yet.